Tonight on Noir.
5 and 3, 5 and 3.
There you go.
I spent last weekend sprawled out in the middle of my living room playing tactical Barbie with my Daniel Defense M4A1 AR-15 and binge watching Orange is the New Black. As I sat there surrounded by optics, weapons-mounted lights, rail covers, and watching a group of women flirt with self-loathing and insecurity, I thought to myself, I'm really happy right now. I could have just as easily been slightly inebriated at a day party with my friends playing I See You Looking at Me, Looking at You with the cute girl across the room, but I was perfectly happy playing Find the Right Optic for my rifle instead. Gun guys and girls across the country know what I'm talking about. You buy a rifle and then you spend half of its life finding accessories and add-on parts for it just so you can step back when you're done and say, damn, that's a good-looking rifle. We in America love our guns. From the collector who just spent 145 grand on a Holland & Holland over and under shotgun, to the college student who finally saved up enough money to buy Smith & Wesson M&P. To the people in America, these are all moments of celebration. To people in other countries, they don't get it. They don't understand our love affair with the gun, and that's because they don't understand our freedom. When you buy a gun, shoot a gun, accessorize a gun, watch a gun video, go to a gun show, gun store, gun range, you're telling the world this is what free society looks like. And sure, America has a couple of boogers in her nose, but it's nothing compared to the cancer of oppression that takes place throughout the rest of the world. The lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep. And because the people of America are free to exercise their Second Amendment right, which essentially protects all our other rights, we should celebrate it unapologetically. Because the moment we start apologizing for our rights, we're in danger of losing them. So celebrate what the gun represents in the hands of good people. Period.
Yeah.
Are you mocking me?
Period. No, you're absolutely right. Tactical Barbie.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever sat and like played with the different accessories that, oh, that's right, you have it because you don't have an AR-15.
I was like, no, I've never sat there, but I'm having a hard time believing that you would rather sit there and tinker with your gun than go hang out with a hot girl at a day party.
It's not the matter of me rather doing this than that. I could have been doing that, but that provides me just as much, well, kind of, the same amount of joy as going to a party and hanging out with my friends.
Okay, I could get that.
On the surface level, people look at that and think, wait, you're sitting there tinkering with your little rifle. Like, to some people that sounds boring. But if you're a gun person who's really into guns, you understand the kind of joy that brings to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll let you know when I do get my AR-15 if I'm gonna sit home and decide between which optic I want to put on there.
You may not, because everybody enjoys the gun their own individual ways.
And that's what I love about it. It's the whole idea of celebrating the firearm the way that you want to celebrate it. That's what it's all about, and that's exciting. Were you as concerned with the Second Amendment, though, before you got into guns? Did it ever really cross your mind?
No, I was apathetic.
Like you just never thought about it?
It was never a concern to me. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the point that I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And what I really want to convey with this show as well is that when you get into something and when you start to develop some type of attachment to it, whether it be a full-blown out passion or just a generalized interest in it,
sure,
you inevitably want to protect that interest.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
And so the same goes with guns. The way we sit up here and talk about how it's almost impossible for someone to go to a range and not enjoy the experience is that same level of enjoyment fosters a level of protection for the ability to enjoy that gun.
Sure.
And so I think the more we celebrate the idea of the firearm and what it represents in good people's hands, because it goes without saying, there are people who are doing terrible things with guns. There are. But
we can all agree with that.
We're beating a dead horse at that point because we understand that Gun control isn't going to solve that problem. There are other ways to go about dealing with those issues. But in the time being, if we continue to shy away from that and not really embrace and celebrate what the gun has done for this country, we're going to start to lose the ability to enjoy that. What I want to do is be blatant and bold about the idea of celebrating the firearm.
Yep.
Because there's a segment of people who think that idea is preposterous, it's crazy. I don't think it is. And there's a ton of other people who don't believe the same thing.
I think the majority of people would, in America.
Yeah, but what I want to
that.
do is I want to empower them to actually stand up and say it.
Yeah.
And not be apologetic about owning a firearm.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to move on to the next segment, but I think this fits perfectly. Definitely keep your Gunfest ideas coming in and show us how you want to celebrate the firearm lifestyle.
All right, guys, we're out here at the range again for another episode. And what we're doing today is we're going to shoot Daniel Defense ARs and some handguns, so we're mixing it up a little bit. What we're going to do is start out here at about 100 yards, and we are going to hit 4 pieces of steel. I'm shooting with my teammate Edgar, Amy, and Colion, of course, are shooting as their team. We're all going to be shooting individually. Then we're never going to be shooting at the same time during this course of fire. So Edgar's going to start. He's going to shoot 4 pieces of steel, 1 shot each. I shoot the 4 pieces of steel, 1 shot each. At that point, we're going to move to the next barrel, next shooting position, about 75 yards. Do the same thing, 50 yards, do the same thing. At that point, we are going to sprint over in this direction. We are going to stop at this barrel. Edgar is going to be here. He's going to shoot 5 shots center body and 3 shots head. Then I shoot the same thing. Again, we're not shooting at the same time as teammates. We're running over here at that point. We're going to put the rifles down, put them on safe, and put them down on the ground on some cardboard. It's a little bit muddy today. And then Edgar's going to be shooting from this position. He's going to shoot popper, plate rack, popper, bowling pin. As soon as that bowling pin falls, it's my turn to shoot over at this barrel. I shoot the popper, plate rack, popper, bowling pin. So there's some other people who are excited to shoot here, obviously, the next range over. But so that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of our time at that point. And you guys ready to shoot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, this is Edgar Jones. He was nice enough to come shoot with us today.
No, I'm not his
too scared
mini-me.
of mud. And by the way, they say that cameras put 10 pounds on you. They do, because I look fat on TV. But Edgar actually makes me look 2 feet shorter. So I don't appreciate that about you as my teammate. But I did pick Edgar as my teammate. But he's been in the NFL for 7 years now, played for the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, and most recently the Dallas Cowboys. So Edgar, thanks for coming out.
I see what you did here.
I know.
You got tired of losing.
The ringer.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I saw Edgar shoot a little bit earlier, and he can shoot. He is a ringer. I'm cheating. This is my segment. I say it every episode, and I'm cheating, and I'm okay with that.
So when they
I need to
lose,
win.
it makes it all the better.
Yeah. Yep.
I did talk smack last time, and we lost, but I
don't think we're gonna lose.
We're not
man.
going to lose.
No,
We're not going to lose.
Oh, y'all want to be a team now?
So Edgar, a little bit of your history. You're from Louisiana. You grew up hunting and shooting, and you've obviously improved your
Rayville,
skill
Louisiana,
sets.
small town. Grew up on the farm,
Nice.
hunting, fishing,
Hey.
all the
Snowboarding,
small
Small
things.
town
Simple
Louisiana.
things.
Yeah.
You mentioned you snowboard, but you don't do it in Louisiana.
No, up in Aspen. I went to Aspen.
Nice,
Colorado.
nice.
Yeah.
You know the
Nice
best
trip.
places to go.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Again, safety being the biggest issue. We're gonna have fun like we always do. We have tactical we have Trident response here to make sure that we're safe on the range, watch our every move, and we're just gonna get this done. And we are gonna
go.
whip you guys.
go.
So.
Ah.
I'm cheating, but that's
I don't
okay.
think so.
Edgar, let's get it done, man. All right, buddy.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's get it on.
You guys ready?
We're ready.
And let's go.
Edgar, do it. Let's move. Do it.
All right. All right.
Move.
You know what? It looks like these targets are tilted a little bit. There you go.
Move. Thanks for not making me look too slow. You shoot this. 5 to the body, 3 to the
I
head.
got you.
Move.
They're wasting no time on that cardboard.
Rifle down. I got it. Yeah. Nice, Edgar. Oh, that's hard. Nice.
God dang.
Hi, Mr. Tactical.
All right, baby.
Is that
Whoa.
it? You done?
That was
We're
some
done,
good
I
work.
think, right?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
That was
good
really
shit.
good.
Shit,
That was
shit.
good.
Nah, some got that.
Holy cow. Okay. That was the biggest adrenaline rush yet.
Yeah,
me.
it was.
I'm not gonna lie, that looked fun.
That
was fun.
looked really fun. And it gave me something to look forward to.
Except all this running nonsense y'all were doing from here to here.
Yeah.
So, Edgar, I just want to say thank you so much for not making me look too slow doing that run. I appreciate you.
Would've ran
You
out
said
and
you
covered
were
that
gonna
kick,
kinda take it
man.
easy.
Yeah.
I got it. Do you do this a lot?
You know, a little bit. A
Okay.
little bit when I get some time.
All right.
So Edgar
we're gonna
did
get
say-
into that later on.
This was a very cool thing that Edgar said as he was rolling out. I was getting the guns out of the truck, and Edgar rolled by, and he's like, I feel like I'm getting ready for kickoff or something. I mean, that is the feeling that we want people to understand about shooting. It is why we're doing this. So that was so cool that you said that. So what was our time?
Actually, I'm gonna take 1 second off because I
129?
forgot this. It was 129.7.
I guessed, and
Yeah.
I said 1:30 was kind of the target time to be able
Was
to
it?
run that course, and we ran it pretty
Well, I
damn
had to take
clean.
a second off. Yeah. It was 129.7. So.
You know what?
can't-
I usually hate at this point. I really have nothing to hate about. So,
I appreciate you.
No.
Good luck. 1, 2, 3. Colion. Clean, go. Nice.
Stop.
You got it. You got it.
Clean, nice.
Uh-oh. Ah.
Let's go, Amy.
Uh-oh.
Move.
Stop, Amy.
Good shooting, Amy. Oh, yeah. That was nice. Nice move, guys. Five and three. 5 and 3. Amy, 2 inches high. 2 inches high. There you go. 2 inches high. Nice job. Move. Rifles down. Good job, guys. All right. You guys are running fast.
Where are we at?
1 minute. Good job. Bowling pin. Damn. Nice reload, buddy. Nice. Nice and smooth. Squeeze that trigger, Amy. Press that trigger.
What?
You can do this. You got it.
Come on, Amy.
There you go. Smooth. Squeeze. There you go. Squeeze the trigger. Good job.
Got it.
I got that.
You did. On the edge. There you
There
go.
you go. There we go.
Reload. There you go, Amy. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Bowling pin. Bowling pin.
Slow down, slow down, slow down. There we go.
Nice. All right. What'd you get? 159. Nice. All right.
Come on, come on.
All right, guys. 159. Hey, that was awesome. Good
That's a little
job.
bit
Good
better.
job.
Thanks, man.
Amy, again, you own the rifle. Colion, that was some fast shooting with the rifle. That was very impressive. Little
Like
ball.
so.
Yeah, that was good. Amy, the rifle you just own. You own. Thank you for
man.
showing a subtle, slight weakness. Just that little on the handgun because you make me sick on the rifle. And you still shot the handgun well. But you
Okay,
still shot the
well,
handgun
I
well.
now have something to practice.
Well, because
a lot
all we've been
more.
doing, we've been shooting rifles and
Yeah.
shotguns all this time, and now we put her on the handgun. She still did great. So you guys ran 159.
All right, all right.
That was great. Totally respectful. And hey, guys, I just want you to see that.
happened?
A little bit of
Yeah,
mud.
mud.
I think that was from one of Amy's bowling pin shots. Awesome.
Still kicked up a little mud.
Right.
Yeah.
Edgar, what'd you think of
Took
it?
me back to my old track days.
Oh, that was so much fun. I am
was
out
blast.
of breath.
I just can't tell you how much I enjoy the clump of mud on his hat.
still
Because
there?
his hats
It's still
are
there?
always perfect. Let's go
Yeah.
talk about this back in the shop,
do
guys.
it.
That's
All
awesome.
right.
That was fun.
Oh, that was the blast, man. That was a
Holy
blast.
cow.
All right, guys, we just had an absolute blast on the range with the Daniel
Yeah.
Defense and the handguns. You shot an HK, we shot Glocks because we're cool.
It wasn't just an HK.
It wasn't just an HK. It was a brand new HK that most people don't even know exists.
It was
right?
it's the HK VP9.
Nice.
That, y'all see a little bit more of it shortly.
Fancy.
So we have Edgar Jones here. Been in the NFL for 7 years. Started out in Baltimore, played in Kansas City, and most recently last season played in Dallas. Defensive lineman and outside linebacker and one badass shooter, I have to say.
Yeah.
Where did you pick up those skills? You didn't pick that up in the NFL camps, I know. So where did you learn how to shoot so well?
You know what? It started with my hometown, Rayville, Louisiana.
Right. You say Louisiana like you're from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out a little bit.
Louisiana.
My daddy and my uncle always had me in the woods hunting. And it's funny because my daddy started me off with just a BB gun.
Right.
Showing me the proper way how to
That's
handle
right.
a gun.
Be safe.
Gun down to the ground, up in the air.
Right.
And then it just really went off from there. And then, getting into the NFL, and even before that, I just always brought guns, man.
Nice.
I've always been a gun guy.
I
So
love
it turned into more of something that you did for fun than just hunting. Do you still hunt too?
I still hunt. I
Yeah.
hunt a lot. Fun too.
Yeah.
I look at as shooting as anything else.
And self-defense, I see that you're carrying. I mean, this guy, you're going to see, and you did see, he can shoot. I mean, he really, really, really can shoot. It's not too often I can be a little cocky that when my teammates recently, I mean, they just don't, I'd pick them with a little less skill so they don't show me up because I can do that. But Edgar, he showed me up, and I was worried about it before we actually ran the course, but he did. You just shot great. And so you walked out here. I mentioned it earlier, but you walked out here, and you're walking to the course, to the beginning of the course, and you said, I feel like I'm walking out to a kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
You played in the NFL for 7 years. That's a dream for most of us, and that was pretty cool for me to hear that you were excited, you anticipated it, you had some adrenaline flowing. When you've been to the pinnacle of basically adrenaline flowing sports, activities, whatever else, and you said that going out shooting. That's what we're doing here, is to try to convey that to people, and it was awesome that you said it.
Yeah.
I had that feeling, man. Like I was sitting in the tunnel before the game, and I could hear the fans.
That's what you said.
The
You said
bleachers
it.
and things. I just, I've had that feeling always before I go shooting.
Right.
Like right before
Is
we're
it-
ready to play a game.
Is
man.
it the
I don't
same
know.
type of focus? Because, I can only imagine, because, I don't play professionally, obviously. Right before you go out and you hear the fans in the stands and you're in that tunnel, because I know, after we hit that mad sprint and I pull up and I got to the handgun, I pull it up. It was weird. I honestly thought I was going to have a harder time concentrating, but it's almost like I kind of zoned in a little bit.
Tunnel vision a little bit?
Yeah. Were there parallels? I mean, you were obviously drawing a parallel to it, but is it the same
Do you hear
exact
the
feeling,
crowd?
or is there certain subtle differences
I
between
mean,
the two?
does the crowd go away? Do you stop hearing the crowd when you get that focus? I mean, because that's kind of how I'd imagine.
When
it
I'm
for
out there,
sure.
I think I block it out.
Right.
You hear it for a little bit, but then you got to focus back onto
Is
this
that
guy
how
in
you were
front of
so
you trying to kick
steady?
your butt. Yeah.
You were just so steady.
Now, so your greatest moment as a professional athlete, what was the one moment you just look around and you're like, wow, this is amazing.
You know what? I think it's two moments. My
Okay.
first NFL game, I actually got out there and beating all the odds and the things I've overcame, and
Right.
being from a small town, getting out there and be like, man, I finally made it.
Undrafted, by the way, made it in the
Undrafted.
NFL,
Awesome.
7-year career, still going, undrafted. That is super cool,
My second moment, second year, AFC Championship against the Steelers.
right?
It's middle of December,
Hope you guys
playoff
beat 'em.
moment.
I hope you guys beat
we
them.
lost.
Oh.
But it's the AFC Championship, and let me tell you something, man. You go to Pittsburgh and their fans and those yellow towels waving,
Right.
and you realize, man, this is the playoffs.
Right.
That was another moment.
That's
you
cool.
know, that
That's
you
cool.
just kind of look around. And,
You just
know,
gave props
Yeah.
to the Steelers fans, but
I mean, it's a
they're
great
mad
place
men.
to play.
Yeah,
in.
they're mad.
It's a great place to play in.
Well,
That's
Edgar,
cool.
I speak for all of us. Please come on the show again. I mean,
we're
this
gonna
was a
have you
lot
back.
of
Thank
fun
you guys
having you
for
out
having me.
here.
Thank you.
Definitely.
You
Well, we
are.
want to say thank you again to ETTS. We just love this place. You guys know that. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.
All right, guys, so for the last few weeks, I have been hinting at, or what am I saying? I have been very blatant in my love affair with this white Mossberg shotgun. So For the very first
I'm
time,
obsessed.
I decided I wanted to do a gun review on it. And so I did. This is my very first gun review. How about you guys take a look, and I hope you enjoy it. The Mossberg 930 auto-loading shotgun in Cryptek Yeti camo is a gun that embodies both power and beauty in equal parts. It has the ability to make me look at that bruise on my shoulder and smile as I remember what it felt like to push back against it even harder as it tried to show off that power. For a first-time shotgun shooter, that power is surprisingly more subdued than I thought, thanks to the ported barrel, or what I affectionately like to refer to as the tiny holes in the end of the barrel. Feeding the shells into the magazine and loading the shells in the receiver with the bolt open was easy, even though at first I was drawn in by this gun's beauty. The extra long barrel length did throw me off a little. One good look at this baby and her uniqueness will politely tell you she means business. For this particular Mossberg, with its semi-automatic action and magazine tube that extends well beyond the muzzle means, in my terms, more time shooting and less time reloading. Or more time having fun. Don't get me wrong, there is no mistaking any of her ease for lack of quality. She has depth that can be seen and felt in her accuracy and functionality, but most importantly in how she brings a level of excitement and joy to all that know her. You see, I choose my guns like I choose my handbags, where functionality, dependability, quality, and beauty are all on the top of my list. And I've got to say, things just don't get prettier than this. So, my turn. What'd you think?
Well, I can't help but think back to when I initially said a few episodes ago that before you know it, you'd be doing your own gun reviews with your own double entendres and so forth and so on. And then I vividly remember you flat out denying it and saying that would probably never happen.
Yeah, did I laugh at you?
Yeah.
I probably did. Yeah. Well, it's so
I
different
just
when
want you to look in the camera right now and tell the world that you're a hypocrite.
What, okay, maybe. I don't think that's hypocritical. I think I evolved. There's a difference. There is a big difference there.
Oh, you had an evolution in your faith?
I did. But okay, here's the funny thing though. I'm not gonna lie, when I first set out to do this review, it was so funny how I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not really sure like what I should be reviewing. And you told me something that really helped when I went out with the gun. You said, just have fun and just talk about the experience that you have with it. And that helped me see that gun in an entirely different light. And I had so much fun. And then as I was shooting it, then I started paying attention more to the technical aspects of it. And so I just had such a blast doing this. Hopefully I will find another gun that I want to review in the future. It might not be every week, but this was really fun.
It was, and I think you did an awesome job. I think the reviewing process, I mean, you have your more technical reviews and then you have your more experienced reviews.
Yeah.
And the kind of feeling that the particular gun gives you. I've always tried to dance in the middle, with leaning more towards the emotional experience of utilizing the firearm. I could do a technical review all day long, but there's something about sharing your experience with the rest of the world that's just kind of fun. And being able to tell the world, like this is the experience I have, and the people who've had the same experience, they can then, you know what, I had the same experience. Or you can make people jealous who haven't actually shot the gun before and make them actually want to go out and do the same thing.
Well, I kind of looked at it like I want to tell a story, because when I go out and I go shoot, I have a story to tell. Yeah. And okay, why do I want to take the gun out? Why do I want to take this particular gun? For me, it all started because I thought it was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, literally everyone looked at me like, why do you need that in Texas? Like, you're not going snow goose hunting. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I just want this gun. And so from there, that's kind of how my love affair started with it. But yeah, I really do hope that there will be more to come in the future. So
I mean, you have my blessing.
Well, awesome. Hey guys, we're sitting down today with Mr. Tom Taylor. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Amy.
Thanks for coming on today.
Great to be here.
Well, guys, Tom is the Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Mossberg. And as you know, Mossberg is a sponsor of Noir. So I wanted to give you an opportunity just to let everybody know how Mossberg got involved with the NRA Freestyle.
Yeah, I mean, when we first saw the concept of NRA Freestyle, we thought it was so spot on with what we're trying to accomplish with the brand at Mossberg, and particularly Noir, and really all aspects of freestyle, how it works and how it touches people, and the diversity it brings. You know, as a brand, Mossberg has, I think, over the years been sort of pigeonholed as a shotgun company.
Sure.
You know, it was my granddad's gun, or it was the first gun I ever had, and a lot of things that people perceive Mossberg to be. But we have such a great family heritage and family ownership, American company, 94 years old, and all those things. And so we touch a lot of people. You know, the U.S. military gun for almost 30 years. Over 40 youth products.
Yeah.
Bolt-action rifles, a bolt-action rifle that accepts an AR-style magazine. Our semi-auto line that I know is near and dear to your heart, the 930.
That 930.
And bringing Jerry Micklick on to shoot it competitively, and the Duck Commanders to, talk about the waterfowl market, and just all those diverse things. The diversity of NRA Freestyle and Noir was what really attracted us to being a big part of this, because we want to tell that story about our brand. Built rugged, proudly American is our tagline, and we think that really plays into what you guys are doing here.
And you're obviously you're not going to alienate any of the people who've just really stayed with you guys for a long time. But are there any products in particular that are coming out that you're trying to really reach a new demographic?
Yeah, I mean, that's very important to us, and it's very important to the Mossberg family. I mean, the Mossberg 500 is 50 years old. We just celebrated its 50th anniversary, 10 million units on the street. Tremendous loyalty to that product line, and we hear all the stories about how it was your first gun, or how your granddad passed it down, or how it was your boat paddle when you're duck hunting as well as your gun.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, you're not supposed to.
Really is supposed to do that. Yeah, don't learn bad habits.
It just has such a reputation, and going back, the company actually started in handguns. With the Brownie pistol, in 1919 when it was founded. And so there's a lot of neat things, and we have no intention of walking away from our heritage and our background and our history. But what we also want to do is take this built, rugged, proudly American theme again across bolt-action rifles and lever-action rifles and ARs and our semi-automatic line and all the things that we're doing, and we want to keep growing it. This year at SHOT Show, we're looking at, and we've had some tremendous years with our Flex shotgun platform and the MVP rifle and some of the things that we've done over the past few years. But this SHOT Show is really going to be even better than some of the ones in the past. We have several new product lines. We're not quite ready. It's a little bit early to talk about them yet, but we'll be happy to do that as time goes on the show. But we may let you shoot some of them at the range. But we'll certainly talk about those more specifically. But part of what we're trying to accomplish with our brand leading up to SHOT Show is that we are very proud that we're an American company, and we have one of our factory and headquarters is in Connecticut, North Haven, Connecticut, and our main factory is in Texas, and we're very proud of those facts. But there's something to be said for being an American and being a patriot. And so one thing we're going to be working toward in a couple of weeks in a Facebook program that we're going to introduce is what is a modern day patriot. And there's a lot of stories out there about patriots that aren't necessarily the conventional way we used to think of the patriot, so to speak. So we're really excited about kicking this off on Facebook and telling stories about Americans who show their patriotism in unique ways. And we already have a number of stories that have come to us that we want to tell to help kind of lead into this.
When does that launch?
A couple of weeks, we're going to be launching on Facebook. What is a modern day patriot? And we'll be excited to talk about that a little more in the future, in the near future. So
wonderful. And I'm looking forward to just the rollout of all the new products, and you'll be able to see them first here on Noir, on Sharp Daily. If you guys have not had a chance to check out Sharp Daily yet, do, because you're going to see some really cool stuff there. So again, thank you so much for coming out.
All right, great to be here.
Appreciate
Awesome.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody who's followed me for some time knows that I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. And one of my biggest pet peeves about The Walking Dead is that they always do this weird mid-season hiatus break in the middle of the show. And it usually really makes me angry, but I get it. I get it now because we're about to do it to you. We're 8 episodes in, and right now we're getting ready to take our little mini hiatus mid-season.
Yes.
And we're gonna take that time to do some more training
Yes.
and R&D, and then we'll pick back up at the beginning of September.
Yep. Well, I mean, definitely, guys, during that time, we want to still hear from you. So you're going to be able to reach out to us, of course, on our Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, however you've already been communicating with us. But we would also love to get some of your feedback on what you guys want to see in the next season. So there's going to be a great survey on nrafreestyle.tv, so definitely check that out. And then we're not leaving you hanging in the month of July and August. We actually have some really cool, never-before-seen interviews and some exclusive behind-the-scene footage. So don't stop checking in. Come back, and there will definitely be things for you guys to check out.
And for all of you who hate the show, please take all this time. I really want you to be very valiant in taking time and collecting all of your hate so that you can make sure you put them in all the comments next.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, I think that would be great. All right, guys. So really quick, want to show some pictures for the How I Watch Noir stuff. I'm actually going to be kind of sad that we're not going to get too many of those in for the next few weeks.
No, I think they'll still be coming in. I think there are a lot of people who probably haven't really caught on to the show yet. They'll watch it, and they'll continue to send the How I Watch Noir pics, and I think they should.
I hope so. I think you should, too. So we definitely got a few cool pictures this week, so keep those coming. And then let's get into the questions.
right.
I got a question. This must be from a fellow sneakerhead. They want to know, what's the next pair of sneakers that you would wait in line for? Is that normal for you to wait in line for sneakers?
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
I hate waiting in line for sneakers, and I've missed out on a lot of releases because I refuse to wait in line. However, I did wait in line for the Yeezy Foamposites. And that was accidentally. And that was because I thought I got there early enough to just get them and get out. And I learned the hard way that that was not the case. But there aren't any really shoes out right now that I'm just like dying to get that I would stand in line for at this point in time.
I've never stood in line to buy a pair of shoes.
I've slept in a car overnight. I've done all types of things. That was back in high school though. But.
That's impressive. Very impressive. All right, the next question says, hey, I ride motorcycles and I'm looking for a good holster. Any recommendations?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna assume that the most important aspect of carrying and riding a motorcycle is gonna be retention. Because you don't wanna have to deal with the gun possibly falling out of your holster and whatnot.
Or exposing it, right? I mean, if it's gonna be
that
stay
too,
concealed,
but I mean, that comes more towards wardrobe in terms of what you wear, your shirt and things like that. As far as holsters, if I were riding a motorcycle, I'd probably be carrying in something that was Kydex. That's just because it gives you a bit more positive retention versus, say, a leather holster or a neoprene or anything of a softer material. I think that'll give you a little bit more retention and make you feel a little bit more confident while you're riding so you don't have to worry about the gun falling out.
Cool.
So any of the major Kydex holster makers out there will probably have something for you.
Awesome. Well, we hope that helps, and keep your questions coming in. Last thing, what song do you have for us on the Spotify playlist?
Well, I came across the song by accident, just kind of doing a little Spotify browsing. And the name of the song is It's Their Time from a group called Odessa.
Odessa.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Odessa.
Odessa.
Or something like that.
All right.
Anyway, Odessa, that's what I will say.
Well, you always give me great songs to check out because I haven't heard of half of them when you put them up there. So hopefully you guys are enjoying those songs. Check it out.
Too.
Cool, and we will see you back in September.
You take care.